Season 26 of Apex Legends is mere days away, and we have made many of these prediction type videos in our past, and I believe we have been fairly accurate with what we can expect to happen in these upcoming seasons. Based on all the information we've received so far about Season 26, there could be a lot of change, and I'm here to give you some of my predictions as to what I think is going to be happening in regards to both ranked, pubs, legend meta, and weapon meta. So without further ado, let's get into it. Here are my 7 and 1 honorable mention predictions for Season 26. Number 1, I think Bangalore is going to become the most picked legend in Apex next season, even over Ashe, which is a big ask. Bangalore currently has a 3.9% pick rate, and Ashe has a whopping 19%, making her by far one of the most picked legends we've ever seen in Apex. Largely because she's very good, but also very fun to play, and I think Bangalore is going to reach that same status. She may not have a passive dash ability, which I credit a large amount to Ashe's popularity, but the double time is something that gives you a quick speed boost that everyone always enjoys, and she's a very well-rounded character, so there aren't many situations you'll get into where you feel like Bangalore doesn't have any tools to help you out. If any character could usurp the throne from Ashe, I think it could be Bangalore, and with how good her smoke launcher seems to be in destroying enemy traps and barricades, I think she could see a monstrous pick rate in the top of ranked as well as in pubs. Sticking with legends, number 2, I actually think the most oppressive character in the game will not be Bangalore, even though she's the most picked, but I believe that Costic is going to feel almost overpowered to fight against, despite the fact that Caustics will now hit each other with their gas. Caustic's gas slowing you down instantly and dealing 10 to 15 damage per tick is a massive change, and I don't think people understand how actually impactful that truly is. Think about how many times you've hit somebody for 180 on a spray and they've got 20 or less health. Now if you're fighting around caustic gas, that's a one clip, and that's going to happen a lot more often than you might think. Even if you aren't actively shooting someone, forcing someone to use their health meds is a big deal, and if there's not a lifeline, popping a medkit takes you a full 7-ish seconds, which is a long time in a fight. In Apex's entire history, Costic has either been really bad or really, really good, and I think that we're about to have a season where he's the latter. My third prediction is a ranked specific one, and I actually believe that the new rank system might end up dramatically improving the quality of games in Season 26. As of the recording of this video, we have no concrete proof of what the scoring system will look like, and that will matter a lot. But I think even the removal of dropships and having each team spawn into one specific POI by themselves will make a large difference in determining how many teams die in round 1 and how likely you are to get a game where you have 5, 6, 7 squads all battling for ring 5 and 6 positioning, which is what most of us actually really like. If you watch me live on stream, either here on YouTube or over on Twitch, you know that for a long time, we have been calling ranked just pubs with points, and I'm really hoping that this season, we finally see something that's a little bit closer to the competitive feel of Apex, where teams are battling for positioning, planning their rotations, and actually trying to win games rather than just collecting kills as fast as they can. If you haven't been watching us live, now's a great time to plug the fact that you might not be subscribed to the channel. So if you're enjoying this video, want to catch me live here or over on Twitch, please do consider subscribing. It's free for you and it helps me out a ton, and you'll get a lot more content coming your way. So thank you, and let's get on to my fourth prediction. My fourth prediction is that we will finally have balanced team compositions again in Apex, and we won't have the triple stack of either support or assault or skirmisher legends like we have had for many seasons now. For about a year now, Apex has decided to balance classes of characters all at the same time, which has resulted in the triple support revive meta, the triple assault full send meta, the triple skirmisher meta, which we've seen, and then finally a little bit more variety, I guess, recently, but it's still almost 3 skirmishers or 3 assault legends with the Alter, Ashe, Ballistic, Revenant experience we've had this season. With the previous buffs to Wattson, the upcoming buffs to Costic, and an emphasis on placement over kills, I believe that we are actually going to see some teams want to run controller characters and actually focus on rotating to a spot and locking it down, rather than just picking 3 movement characters and hunting kills everywhere you can, which is going to be a great thing because Apex is a multifaceted game, and the defense part of the game has been sorely lacking recently. Having a balanced team composition would be such a fun experience and something we haven't had in years, and I really do think Season 26 could lead us in that direction. My fifth and final legend prediction is going to be that I think you will see a resurgence of some of the lesser used scan legends like Crypto, Seer, and Bloodhound to go alongside Sparrow in a very air polluted meta of Caustic and Bangalore. Yes, I do believe that we are going to see so much Costic in Bangalore that you legitimately see some players going back to old reliable and using scans again to try and see people through smoke, because there is going to be a lot of people very irritated with the air pollution in the game, and scan characters are your best way to cut through all that junk for not only just yourself, but the entire team. Now, which legend will it be? I'm not entirely certain. Bloodhound can't really see through Bangalore smoke anymore, so I would pick him. So I'll put my money on a sneaky Crypto play, just so he can also EMP the Caustic barrels away, but only time will tell. You guys will have to let me know in the comments which one you think might take the top spot if it's not going to be Sparrow, which in all likelihood it will be. Now let's start talking weapons, and to me, this next one isn't even a bold prediction, it's just the obvious conclusion. My sixth prediction, I believe the RE485 is going to get the most kills of any weapon next season, and it will absolutely be the close range meta, and maybe even the mid-range meta. If you've watched any of the early access footage, this gun absolutely rips. It does 17 damage per bullet, which makes sense given that it's a burst weapon, but the fact that the weapon speeds up like a nemesis means that it will virtually be full auto by the end of the clip, or if you reload and start shooting again, and a basically full auto 17 damage per bullet SMG is going to absolutely rip, especially with the low time to kill we currently have in this game. I'm willing to bet it will even rival the damage per second of the R99 once it's fully ramped up, and if people like the handling of this weapon, I think it will very quickly become the most popular and the best close range weapon in the entire game. Speaking of the best weapons in the game, my seventh prediction is going to be any weapon with a really strong hop-up on it will immediately become meta upon the new season, as now hop-ups are unlocked through damage dealt rather than actually finding them on the ground. The most notable of these weapons will be the skull piercer weapons, which are the Wingman, 30-30 repeater, and the longbow. If you've played much since they removed helmets in Apex, you know for a fact that headshots really hurt, and any weapon that is going to increase your headshot damage is going to be nasty. Trust me, we've all been hit by the 30-30 repeater for 140 damage in one shot. Couple that with the fact that two of these weapons, the 30-30 and longbow, are really good at farming damage anyway, and you are going to run into a lot of skull piercer, marksman rifles, and sniper rifles throughout this next season. If the weapon remains untouched, I do think you could see a 30-30 and RE45 meta. If the 30-30 does get a nerf or the longbow gets a buff, I could see the longbow taking the 30's place, with the Wingman Warriors remaining Wingman Warriors and running that just because it's cool and they want to. All I'm saying is keep your heads down next season. I think you're going to see a lot of people asking for helmets very quickly because these guns are going to be very strong. Not an official prediction, but an honorable mention, more so something I'm curious about for the upcoming season. With all of these new kind of power-up, hop-up type things like infinite ammo, the bottomless batteries, and all that type of stuff, I'm interested to see if those things replace Loba and make her obsolete, or if you want to have a Loba so you can ensure you get the power-up, perk, whatever we're calling them, that you want. If these perks are very plentiful, then there's not much of a need to run a Loba, as you're going to have all the ammo, all the batteries, all the cells and syringes that you're really going to need. But if these perks are hard to find, or if there are some that are much better than others, having a Loba to get you those perks early could be absolutely game changers, and I'll be very interested to see what comes of that. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching to the very end. I really do appreciate it. I'm loving that Apex is actually fun again, and with Wildcard, I think we're going to see a large jump in the player base. I am very excited for the future of this game. Let me know what you're excited for the most down in the comments if you haven't commented already, and if you're not subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Again, it's free for you, and it helps me out a ton. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you live on stream this upcoming Monday for the last stream of Season 25, before we hop into, hopefully, what is the actual return of Peak Apex. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.